A movie starts in London. We see many people in the subway. Then a lady is reading a book. She then looks at another lady in front. It's Sarah, who is sitting across her. She recognized that Sarah is the author of the book she is reading. She tells her she is a big fan. Sarah tells her, "You are mistaking me for someone else," and get off subway. Minutes later, Sarah arrives at a bar. Then goes to see John. John is in a meeting with Terry Long, a promising new writer. He is introduced to Sarah, and tells her his mom loves her books. After he leaves, Sarah talks trash about Terry Long. John realizes Sarah is jealous of Terry Long. He reminds her, encouraging a new writer doesn't mean he thinks she is bad. He then asks her, what's going on? He tells her money is good, so maybe she is seeking inspiration. She says no. She believes her last book wasn't that great. John then asks her if she likes France. She asks why. He invites her to go to spend some time at his house in France, for some fresh air. He also adds his daughter lives there too. Later, Sarah goes back home and starts thinking about John's proposition. We then see her arriving to France. A man is waiting for her. He drives her to John's house. She arrives. The man tells her to call her if she needs anything. She thanks him and he leaves. She discovers her bedroom, as well as the swimming pool he talked about. She feels the fresh air, and is happy. She makes herself comfortable. Minutes later, she goes to the city, for some food shopping. Then, she sits at some cafe, orders a tea. She is now back home, cooking, watching TV. She then decides to call her father, telling him she arrived safely and the house is great. She reminds him to ask Smith if any problem. Now it's the evening, she sits down in front of her computer, full of inspiration. She is ready to write. She starts, words and pages keep coming out. It's working. The next day, she decides to go by the pool, which is closed. She realizes it's dirty. She then adds more writing. She is inspired, it's great. That evening, John calls her, and she thanks him. He was right, it's working, and she is writing her next novel. He asks about it. She is not ready to share. She asks him when is he coming? He is not sure. He is busy. That same night, Sarah is having a hard time sleeping, so she opens the windows for some air. She then hears footsteps. She grabs a tool and goes to check. She sees Julie, John's daughter, coming home. She reveals to Sarah she is John's daughter. Julie is glad her father is not here. Sarah, who thought she would stay alone, is bothered, and asks Julie if she will stay long. Julie doesn't know. Right away, Sarah calls John, leaving him a message, very mad that Julie is here. She goes back to her room, closes the window, and hears the bath Julie is taking. The next day, Sarah sees the mess on the kitchen, with Julie's leftover. She tries stay calm and peaceful. She gets some work done, writing her novel, when she hears noise. It's Julie who just woke up. She tries to work inside, steps out and see the pool being uncovered. Julie is swimming. Sarah then steps out, to sit by the pool, with a pen and paper. Julie comes to say hi to her, saying Sarah should go swimming like her. Sarah says she doesn't like swimming pools, and that pool is dirty. While Julie is talking, Sarah is uncomfortable. She then asks about what she is writing. She says murders and police. While insisting in talking, Sarah gets tired and tells her to leave her alone. Julie leaves. Later, Sarah is trying to enjoy her food, but is frustrating hearing Julie speak on the phone so loud. She then decides to go eat in the village nearby. While leaving, Julie says a guy named Marcel is coming to fix the pool. She slams the door on Julie, who doesn't like that. Sarah is now eating in a cafe in the village, in peace, and is happy. Sarah then comes back home. Doesn't hear anything, but then hears Julie again. Julie is talking to her father, saying that she will not bother Sarah. Julie then passes the phone to her, but when she takes it, John is already gone. She calls him back right away, but his assistant says he stepped out. Julie then tells her that her dad asks not to both Sarah. Tired of her, Sarah screams at her to go about her business, without interfering with hers. She just want to work on her book in peace. Julie says, "Fine, if that's how you want to do this." That same night, Julie is watching TV loud in the living room. Sarah goes to her room, but then hears noises. She comes back down, and sees the mess again Julie left. The poor lady is about to lose her mind in this house. She takes something to eat and drink. She actually drinks a little bit of Julie's wine, and replaces the difference by water. Hours after, Julie comes back home with a guy. They are both drunk. They put music loud. Sarah sees them. Sarah goes back to her room, put some things in her ears to cancel the noise. The next morning, a very mad Sarah is in the kitchen, when she meets that guy, who is still here. He says hi. He offers her coffee he made, she takes it. He tries to do small talk, but she acts like she doesn't speak English. The guy then brings coffee to Julie, wakes her up. He then leaves, as Sarah watches them. Again Sarah goes to the quiet coffee of the village for her meal, when the usual waiter asks her if the food is good. They do small talk. He tells about a great place with great view over the city. She goes there after her lunch. Meanwhile Julie is swimming in the now clean pool. Sarah is watching her, then goes lay down. Julie is standing by the pool. She wakes up and the waiter is standing next to her. Sarah then hears them. She gets out, and sees another guy. She brutally wakes up Julie, and asks her if her bedroom is not big enough. Someone then knocks on the door. It's the guy who drove her from the airport, Marcel. He comes to fix the pool. The man comes to the kitchen where Sarah is. He asks about Julie. Sarah says she is outside. Sarah then goes to her room, to spy on the outside. Sarah then opens a new document on her laptop, a new book, name it Julie, and she starts writing. From now the movie is about to go to a direction no one anticipated, as what comes next will shock your mind. This movie is about to turn into a crime film, murder and an end that will leave you speechless. Check out part 2 attached here. Thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and check our other movies summaries.